So it's time for the 2022
It's time.
Mad Dawg Awards. We want to thank everybody who voted, took the time out of their day to vote for these people. The players, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
This is right up there with like getting their paycheck. Yep. Is when we let them know that they got this award.
They got the Pro Bowl nod, and then they also got a Mad Dawg Award. And they don't know which one's better.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
Yep. So we want to, the categories. We came up with these categories last year. It was a ton of fun. We appreciate everybody who voted, and we're going to basically just dive right into this.
Okay.
Yep. Let me, straighten the jacket.
There you go. Cool.
So here we go. So the first category was Offensive Young Pup of the Year, which is Offensive Rookie. We didn't have great choices this year as opposed to last year. The nominations were Demetric Felton and Schwartz with 94% of the vote. Your Offensive Young Pup of the Year award goes to Demetric Felton.
I'm shocked.
Classy.
I'm shocked. Absolutely shocked.
Yeah. Of the two, which neither of them got a lot of run this year.
Right.
But Felton was definitely the one who flashed on the field. Schwartz is the one who, despite his speed, did not flash.
I think there's a lot of disappointment in the way Schwartz performed post week one. I think if we would have done this after week one, people would have been ready to crown him like the next Tyreek Hill. And then he just kind of fell off. And he
just didn't finish any of his routes and
rookie mistakes and stuff like that. But
yeah.
Congratulations to Felton. Hopefully you'll see more out of him. I think we will, especially because I think like Jarvis and some of these guys are going to be gone. So it's going to open up the door for him to get more opportunities.
Yeah, and I'm not going to, obviously I'm not closing the book on Anthony Schwartz. He was a third-round pick. I'm hoping that an offseason, after, he's got a full year experience, get an offseason in there, just come in ready to get better because we're going to need him.
Oh, absolutely. That receiver room's looking different.
Yeah, and a third-round pick in last year's draft cannot just go to waste. I pray to God it does not go to waste.
Now, those ones you got to hit.
Yeah.
You got to hit those. All right, am I up?
You are.
All right, so I have Defensive Young Pup, which is going to be the Defensive Rookie.
I'm curious about this one because this one had some real candidates.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have JOK, we have Greg Newsome, and we have Tommy Tagai. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
And your winner with 83% of the votes, JOK.
I had a feeling JOK was going to win that one, and rightfully so. So I went with Newsome. JOK obviously deserves the award. I just like the way Newsome played, and it's tough to come in as a corner and play opposite a Pro Bowl corner, so you're going to get picked on and hold your own. But JOK was, he was as advertised.
I thought that was going to be a lot closer, actually.
So did I.
I did too.
I was kind of surprised how lopsided it really was.
I think you're seeing that JOK is kind of a fan favorite by the way he plays the game, like his hair's on fire, running around hitting people. And I only look for that to increase as his playing time increases.
And he gets better.
Yeah.
We're just seeing a raw product right now.
Yeah. Yep. That's the type of player we haven't really had in Cleveland in a long time. Mm-hmm. I think we said TJ Ward might be the last guy we kind of remember being like that hard-hitting, kind of all over the place, kind of safety player, which, linebacker, safety, JOK. Yeah. But, geez, the sky is the limit for this kid.
Yeah, he's going to be awesome. Stay healthy and continue to improve.
Mm-hmm.
My God, he is awesome.
All right. Category number 3, we had the Air Bud Golden Receiver Award. That is the best pass catcher of the year. So we do pass catcher. That way it's not limited just to wide receivers, which, well, we saw why this year. Nominees were Donovan Peoples-Jones, Jarvis Landry, David Njoku, and Austin Hooper. I'm going to try to do all this at once here, if I can. All right, so the winner with 50% of the vote was Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Really? Does that surprise you? Who was second?
Second, actually, it was a tie. Jarvis and David Njoku tied with 25% each, meaning that Austin Hooper brought in 0 votes.
I'm surprised that DPJ got so much of that love over, and Joku led us in receiving for most of the season. DPJ, it's like I said, it's hard to evaluate our wide receivers when we got the quarterback play we did this year, but we all expected him to like go crazy, and then he kind of disappeared a lot this year. So that's kind of surprising. But I thought that would be closer between Njoku and DPJ. And the fact that Jarvis got 25, that's just like that was like a lifetime achievement vote. I mean, he didn't do anything this year, really.
Not really.
He was hurt a lot, couldn't get the ball, dropped a bunch of passes against the Steelers. I love Jarvis, but I didn't vote for Jarvis.
Man, I didn't know this was a Slam Jarvis Award. Jeez.
I'm not slamming him. I was surprised.
Slam dunking him.
I was surprised he got 25% of the vote. That's all I'm saying.
I think he got 25 because of lack of other options to vote for.
Possibly. But congratulations to DPJ. If a quarterback play improves, we'll hopefully see him become more of a prominent figure in the passing game.
I think he gives us that luxury of having that big-bodied possession receiver on the outside that we don't need to try to fill that gap in the draft. We can go for a Garrett Wilson playmaking type of receiver. You know what I mean? Because I think DPJ can hold down that spot.
Yeah.
I agree.
He's going to get better.
Yep.
So that brings us to the Guard Dog Award, which is Best Offensive Lineman. Your nominees were Batonio, Teller, Treader, and Wills. This was won by Teller last year, I think overwhelmingly.
Yes.
Last year. This year, with 47% of the vote, your Guard Dog winner is Joel Batonio. I think this was a year, Wyatt Teller's obviously awesome, and he received 25% of the vote, but Joel Batonio was kind of on another level this year. Not only at guard, and then due to injury and COVID and stuff like that, he had to bump out and play tackle. Yeah. He didn't give up any pressures.
He's super consistent
playing
for us.
Tackle, a position he doesn't even play. Yep. So Joel Batonio was amazing this year. Him and Teller were both Pro Bowlers, but I think Joel Batonio was either the top-ranked guard or second grade, highest graded guard in the league. So Joel Batonio, he played extremely well this year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So good for Joel.
Gotta love our O-line.
Yeah.
All right, I'm up. I have the Homeward Bound Award, which, Josh, fill me in on this because I always come extremely prepared to the podcast.
Yeah, man.
So tell me what the Homeward Bound's all about.
Comeback Player of the Year.
Okay, cool. Comeback Player of the Year. We have Grant Delpit, Greedy Williams, David Njoku, and Tack. And our winner. Go ahead.
This will be a tight race, I think.
With 53% of the vote, it's Grant Delpit.
Really?
Yeah, so 33% went to Greedy Williams, which I think that's what you're talking about being tight between those two.
I think they both had good bounce back years. This goes to show, I think, people like the kind of guys who play down in the box and they fly around and they hit people and stuff. So I think Delpit's another one of those guys who has a chance to be a fan favorite. Both of those guys came back. We were starting to think like, man, are these guys ever going to play football for the Browns?
So I completely agree with what you're saying, but I'm surprised that Chief didn't get more play. He was pretty much ran off the team for a moment. We thought he was getting traded. He was requesting trades. Then it would be quiet for a little bit, and then be more trade rumors. And I thought all he did was come to work and just handle business. I mean, not stellar numbers, but I mean, he held us down for a while. So I was surprised he didn't get more than 11%.
Yeah.
I think it was going to go with one of those defensive guys just because their impact was felt so much, and the expectations were so high when we got them, and then coming into this year they were so low because we didn't even know if they'd ever play for us because they just kept getting hurt. And then the fact that they were both able to stay relatively healthy for most of the season. We talked about Greedy all year. The kind of season he had, where he was just gutting it out there sometimes, laying it on the line, and then Delpit, he really came on, especially late. He was playing really good football by the end of the year. So
yes,
good to see. Good to see. Congrats to Delpit and then everybody on that. Because if you were nominated for that, that means last year was probably not great. It means you improved a ton for this year. So congrats to everybody on that list.
Absolutely. All right. I guess I'm doing Blake's favorite category this year. Unless you want to take it.
No, you go ahead, man.
You sure?
Go ahead.
This is the Dog Pound Dawg Award. This is our unsung hero. So we had Dearness Johnson, MJ Stewart, Troy Hill, and Malik McDowell as your nominees. And the winner, with 56% of the vote, is Dearness Whatnot Johnson.
Okay, good.
The first two-time award winner
In Mad Dawg history.
Yeah. Stewart Johnson couldn't be with us today. He actually is doing some other stuff at his house, but, you know.
Yeah, he was painting.
Yeah, he actually had more important things to do, but, you know.
So I'm actually a little disappointed in this. I love Dearness, don't get me wrong. But to me, I voted for MJ Stewart for this, and that's who I wanted to win this year. What percentage did he get?
MJ was at 19.
What did Malik get? Because I thought Malik had a great
6.
season until he got arrested.
And what percent did Dearness win with?
56.
Man, I thought that MJ Stewart balled out for us this year, time and time again.
Looking at the stats, I was between MJ and Troy Hill, to be honest with you, just because I thought Troy Hill played very well this year. And even he had that real scary injury, but it's still his.
And his definition of unsung because he had such a good year, but nobody's really talking about it.
Exactly.
MJ Stewart, man, first of all, there were multiple games that he led us in tackles. Multiple games where he was the guy you noticed. We got JOK, Del Pitt, Ward, Myles Garrett, all these people out there, and you watched that game and you were like, who's MJ Stewart?
Yeah.
So that's
he's a great fill-in player for when we had those little injuries, guys missing a game here, game there, and it's always MJ Stewart out there. But congratulations to Dearnest.
Yep. Yes. Okay. Most impressive dog trick.
Oh.
Performance of the year.
Performance. Okay. I thought that was best in show. Or what? No, best in show is MVP.
Yeah.
Okay. So your nominees for this were Myles Garrett, Dearness Johnson, Nick Chubb, Denzel Ward, JOK, and Njoku. Your winner for the most impressive dog trick, which is performance of the year, 42% of the vote, Myles Garrett.
So that was week 3 against the Bears. The Browns won. Myles Garrett had 4.5 sacks, 7 tackles, and 4 tackles for loss.
I remember that game. He was unblockable, and it was almost like the perfect storm. They couldn't block him, and Justin Fields had no idea what to do with the football.
Yep.
Correct.
His first start, it was beautiful.
It was the perfect storm, and then everything after that was not as cool. But
he did win the award, bro.
But that performance was awesome. I thought Ward would be a little higher with his performance against the Bengals. He got 11%. Second place was Dearness. He almost won another award.
Almost,
at 31% of the vote. So it was pretty close between Myles and Dearness. Chubb with 14% of the vote. JOK got 3%. Poor Njoku can't get any love from you guys. He had 0% of the vote.
It's a crime.
Nominated for all these awards, but
crime.
And he can't get any votes. So congrats to Myles. I know we've given him a little bit of crap, but at the end of the day, you know, he's impressive.
I'm still proud that he's a Cleveland Brown.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
I have offensive top dog, which is offensive player of the year.
Yep.
Did you hear the question?
Yeah.
In my voice?
You're just confirming.
Your nominees are Nick Chubb, Treader, Baker Mayfield, Jarvis Landry, and TPJ. Your winner with 92% of the vote is Nick Chubb, my dog.
So shout out to the 3% who voted for Baker Mayfield, but 92% to Nick Chubb.
I think he was the obvious choice this year.
Yeah.
Did you say if Baker got any votes?
Yeah, 2%.
Yeah, or 2%, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Who voted for Baker for offensive player of the year this year?
He's got fans, man.
I don't know, but there's 5 people, 5 nominees, and only 3 of them got votes. So Jarvis and DPJ both got 0.
Yeah, no votes.
No votes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I mean, this was Nick Chubb run away just like he does in the game.
Correct.
Gone.
No breakout speed, but
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Nick Chubb is the definition of a fan favorite for the
Yes.
Browns. I think if you polled 100 Browns fans, 95 of them would tell you that Nick Chubb's their favorite player.
absolutely. Completely agree.
And he's just so consistent. I mean,
And humble.
Missed some games this year, still over 1,000.
Yep.
He's awesome.
He's reliable. That's
Yep.
what you need. Okay, we have 2 categories left. This one is the defensive top dog, defensive player of the year. So we had nominees Myles Garrett, J.O.K., Denzel Ward, Jadeveon Clowney, John Johnson III, and Anthony Walker. And the winner, with 58% of the vote for defensive player of the year, was Myles Garrett.
So is he the second?
He's the second two-time winner.
Mad Dawg Award winner.
Oh, wow. He also was not able to come here and to accept his award.
I think this was pretty obvious if you watch the Browns. We could sit here and say we might not think Myles is like top 3 pass rusher, but he's clearly the Browns' best defensive player.
We never said he's not a good defensive player.
Yeah.
Just for the elite status that a lot of people want to throw on him for being a number 1 overall pick, we just expect more. That's all.
But he's still broke the franchise record for sacks in a season. Just looking for him to put it all. I mean, he starts every year like a bat out of hell, and then it's like we're just looking for him to put that whole 17 together because at one point this season it was like this guy might break the sack record for the season, and then he kind of tails off. So, but another great season by Myles. He's just, and the thing about Myles is unless he gets COVID, he plays all the time.
Yeah.
Again, he always plays. You can always depend on him to be there. I think he made Clowney's life easier. So Clowney probably voted for Myles.
He didn't vote for Clowney, that's for sure.
No. So good for Myles. Well deserved. And I'm happy that Myles is going to be on the Browns for, hopefully the rest of his career.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the last award, right?
Yep, this is it.
Best in Show, Team MVP. Your nominees were Nick Chubb, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, J.O.K., and Anthony Walker. And some of you guys might be saying, Anthony Walker, he led the team in tackles. Mm-hmm. Your winner, with 58% of the vote, Nicholas Chubb.
All right.
Another two-time winner. Well, he won a bunch of awards last year probably too, so he's,
Good.
accumulating.
I think he's the first 3-time winner because he definitely won one last
He definitely won something last year. Might have won.
Oh, yeah. I think he was offensive
player of the year because then MVP was Baker.
But I mean, it was like the percents. I think it was just like 1% off that Baker beat Chubb in that award.
Yeah. Again, 1, Nick Chubb's a fan favorite. 2, you couldn't really pinpoint anybody other than Nick Chubb to be your MVP this year. There were times when nothing was working for the Browns except for Nick Chubb.
Yep.
He had another great season, and imagine if he doesn't miss a few games. We're talking about. So he, I'm glad he got his extension and almost on like a team friendly deal. This is why I don't think we can sit around and wait for a quarterback. This guy's in his window. We need to ride him to the promised land.
This guy, this line, these key players that we now have on defense, we got to win now. Got to.
Yep.
I agree. I completely agree.
Congratulations, Nicholas. I can't think of a more deserving person to be team MVP. Humble, quiet, just goes to work, does his job. Everybody says he's the best teammate they've ever had. He's a coach's dream. I'm happy he was MVP this year.
Absolutely.
Me too.
And that concludes the second ever Mad Dawg Awards. Appreciate everybody voting. It's a ton of fun for us. You see, we get into it. All of us except for Zach really get into it.
I do my best Zach impression, but I don't know if I can get up and hide behind you quick enough.
We busted out the sports coats. We just had a good time with it. We appreciate you guys voting. The more votes, the more fun it is. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Going into next year, if you guys have any ideas for categories, let us know. But once again, thanks for being here with us.